guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Medeaij and I hope you guys enjoyed your Christmas day. You ate a lot of food and you basically enjoyed yourself. I know I did. Anyway, this tutorial is a beginner friendly how to highlight and contour a curvy face, a chubby face, whatever you might call it, a round face, whatever. The thing is, on YouTube and also on Instagram and other social media, I see a lot of people who contour and highlight, and mostly people who already have defined cheekbones, and the people who have more of a rounder face contour the same way as those people, and it doesn't look right. Like, it's not doing anything for your face. I have had a couple of people ask me to do a specific tutorial on how I do it, because I like to kind of emphasize the good parts of my face, and kind of like my contour is different. I'll just put it that way. So this is gonna be a beginner friendly. It's gonna be a talk through tutorial, and I'm basically gonna show you how I do it and why, and then we'll go from there. So if you want to see how to highlight and contour for a round face, chubby face, cute face, whatever you might call it, then make sure you keep on watching. Right, so we're going to kick things off with a moisturized fully washed face, and I'm going to go ahead and prime my face with the Stay Matte primer from Rimmel. This is my favorite all-time primer, as I have combination to oily skin, so this helps to kind of lock all the moisture and make sure my face doesn't look oily. It doesn't work on my nose, but it works on the rest of my face, so I'm going to use that. And you want to prime your face to make sure that your foundation and all the hard work lasts all day. That's basically why you prime. And it helps the foundation sit properly as well. Once that's done, I like to go in with my Medeaij oil mattifying cream, and this is basically for my nose, and this is supposed to help stop shine, stop oil from coming from the nose. It only lasts a couple of hours, but it's a couple of hours of grace, so I don't complain. So I just dab a little bit on my finger and I rub it on my nose. You basically put it in the places that you get really oily. I only get really oily on my nose, so that's where I tend to put it. If you want to lock it in more, you can take your Stay Matte face primer. Urban Decay does a really good oil mattifying spray. I think it's an all-nighter spray. Yeah, so they do a really good one. You can use that to spray, but for the purpose of this video, I'm only showing you how I do it. It's not like I'm going out or anything, so I'm not going to do that. Next, I'm going to go in with my foundation. So I'm using the Black Up Mattifying Fluid Foundation. I've done a review on this foundation, so I'll link that in the description box for you to have a look, just in case if you're looking for a foundation. And being that it's the winter period, skin gets kind of dull and tired looking, so I tend to either use the Sleek Illuminator to kind of highlight the places that I want highlighted, or I mix it. So if you look at your face, you see most people anyway already have, like, their face is already kind of defined. Like, the center area of my face is a lot lighter than the outer area, so you could already see that kind of guideline. So I'm going to mix this too, and then apply it with my Beauty Blender sponge sprayed with MAC Fix Plus to make it softer. So I'm just going to put a few, just a little bit, not too much. So I like to do one layer of that first, and then I go in with my color correction, but before I do that, I forgot to also prime my lids, as obviously I'm going to be wearing eyeshadow, and I'm going to be putting my foundation on my eyes as well for the sake of this tutorial. The problem is I always do my eyes before my face, so it's kind of weird doing it the other way, but for you guys, I'll do it. So I'm using my Urban Decay Anti-Aging Lotion Primer. I'm just going to go over with the Beauty Blender on my lid. And now I'm going to take my color correcting palette, and this is a conceal and color correcting palette from MAC, and I'm going to take the pure orange, as that's going to cancel out all the discoloration, all my black spots, and then I'll go over it with a tiny bit layer of foundation. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to go over that with the Beauty Blender again. Let that sit. I'm going to take a little bit more and put it underneath my eye area. Now I'm going to take my foundation again without any illuminator and just one pump. Same sponge, and just apply another layer, and that's because I want a fuller coverage. And I'm going to leave that to sit a little bit. So that's settled, and when my face looks orange, I left a review about this foundation, so I'm not going to go over all that. So while that's done, I am going to go ahead and fill in my brows first. So I'm using my Makeup Academy eyebrow pencil in brunette, and also my Sedona Lace EB17 brush. So as always, I brush it up and then I fill in my brows. Now I'm going to clean up the edges with my NC45 concealer. And that's just going to help to define the brows and give it that clean shape. Because obviously if you're highlighting and contouring, you want everything else to be sleek, clean, well defined. So I like to use a lighter concealer underneath the brows, and then my color concealer on top of the brows. So that's NC50. C50, and put that on top, which is my skin color, and blend that. And that's because I don't want that halo highlighter brow. And then soften the front. So once all that is done, I'm going to start my contour. So lately I have been using the NARS Laguna Illuminator. It's a beautiful, beautiful illuminator for my skin tone. But I have seen a couple of people who are light use this, but for me, I find that it just makes the contour a little harsh. So I'm using this, and I'm going to mix a little bit of that with the Pro Conceal HD concealer from LA Girl in Dark Cocoa, which I believe is either the darkest or one of the darkest colors. So I'm just going to put just a little bit, because this is really concentrated, this thing. So put that, and then put a little bit of this concealer on my hand as well, and kind of like just mix it up a little bit. And this is what we're going to use to kind of carve out where we want to kind of like hide. So when you highlight and you contour, highlighting is you're showing off your best bits, so the best parts of your face, and you're concealing the parts that you don't really want emphasized. So for me, I'm not one of those people who wants to hide my cheeks. So I tend to contour my face in such a way that it makes my cheeks pop even more, and then makes the size of my face look a little slimmer, which is here, and then obviously trim down the size of my face, but obviously I always emphasize on my cheeks. So I'm gonna first of all apply it with my finger. So rather than go straight down, I like to curve it. I like to conceal here as well, just to hide the little, you know, chubbiness I have going on underneath there. Join that. Then I go around my face. Again, the cheekbone area. I'm gonna curve it. Blend it up. Chin area. Sides of my nose. Because I have like kind of like a wide nose. So apply that to the sides of my nose. So, and I'm going to take the same beauty blender, and I like to use the front facing part. Take the rest of my product and then I start patting it. So I'm patting it upwards because I want this side to be light. Don't worry if you make a mistake. We're still going to highlight and we're still going to carve out the bits that we want, you know, really highlighted. So don't worry about that. Once that's a little bit blended, not completely, I'm going to go in and highlight as well. So I'm going to use my Pro Conceal concealer from MAC in NW35, and I'm going to be mixing that with the Black Op contouring stick, the light one. I have a review on this as well, so make sure you have a look at that. So I'm just going to rub a little bit on my hand, mix that with some concealer. And I'm going to use the bottom part of the Miracle Sponge, and I'm going to apply that underneath the eye and drag it down. And here, the other side of the eye. Cupid's bow. My chin area. And I'm going to carve out here, which is, I made a mistake, I dragged it all the way down, so I'm going to carve that out. My nose, forehead, and I like to do around my mouth. And now I'm going to start blending everything through. Now I'm going to go ahead and set my face. So I've mixed my banana powder and topaz powder from Medeaij, and this is going to help to lock in all that goodness. So I'm going to use that on the areas that I highlighted. And I'm going to leave that to sit for a while. And while that's happening, I'm going to go in with my bronzer from City Color, and I'm going to use that to set the places that I contoured. My Real Techniques brush. Swirl that in there. I'm going to do that for the sides of my nose. So I'm going to bring that all the way down to the end of my nose here. Because we want to hide all this, the side. And take that into my socket. And kind of like connect that at the end. Now I'm going to use my face powder to kind of like set everything. So I'm going to use my Black Hop two-way cake. And I'm dabbing rather than brushing over. And this is just to diffuse all the, contour and not make it harsh. Bring that all the way down to my neck. Make sure there are no harsh lines. Looks with everything set for now. So obviously after my eyes are done, then I would go ahead and add my blush, add my highlight, and highlight my nose, chin area, forehead, and the works. But this is how it looks so far. So as you can see, the natural highlight and contour I had previously in my normal face is already still there. So it's just around this area, comes through like that. And my cheeks are really cut, so by the time the blush is here, it's gonna look really full and yummy. So that's what I tend to do. So once my eyes are done, then I'll go over my neck with foundation and blend all this through. So I'm gonna do my eyes and then come back and show you everything. The makeup tutorial for my eye look is in the description box, so make sure you click on that. It's my New Year's Eve. It was one of my New Year's Eve inspired looks, so make sure you have a look, a little gander at that. So after applying your blush, your highlighter, yeah, everything just comes together nicely. My face is nicely chiseled. My cheekbones, when I smile, really pop, so everything looks absolutely gorgeous. I hope this beginner friendly how to highlight and contour video is useful for you. So if it is, make sure you thumbs up and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in my next video.